Alright. Darn flies. Alright, so I decided to do a YouTube channel on building some custom stuff for my kayak. I need to build like a box, bait tank area. I need to build a transom mount now because I ordered a cool wireless trolling motor. But my kid told me if I was going to film all this and put it on YouTube, I needed to do an intro video first. So here we are. Let's do an intro video. My name's Tony. This is Custom Kayak Outfitters. On this channel, I plan on building and designing custom stuff for my personal kayak. I have a background in off-road fabrication. I've been off-road desert racing and stuff for years, mostly building and fabricating custom pre-runners in race cars. And in that sport, you find a lot of everybody wants a little of everything. Things got to be fast, they got to be strong, and they got to work and look good. Mainly, you know, everybody wants their things to look nice, function well. So I've grown really meticulous in my work, and I've always made sure they always have those three things. And I've noticed in this kayak world that a lot of guys just build these custom crates and custom boxes and stuff like that. It's kind of all just off-the-shelf stuff and stuff you can do with minimal effort, minimal tools, and minimal knowledge. Well, I decided I'm going to build complete custom everything for my kayak. So let's go over what I've done so far to my kayak. I bought this thing a couple of months ago, and I decided I was going to fish it for a little bit and set it up as I went along and kind of figured out what worked and what didn't work. This is my first kayak, so I wasn't sure how things were going to work and stuff like that, or where to put stuff. Like I said, I have a background in off-road, not kayaks. So I needed to kind of figure out where to put things and how things were going to function and stuff. So I made a bunch of little, hokey things to get me by for now. And I'm kind of ready to start building some stuff. So let's take a look at it. I got this thing off of Craigslist or OfferUp, I can't remember. It's a Field & Stream Shadowcaster 12-foot 3-inch kayak. The guy sold it to me for like 800 bucks. It already had the GPS on it. It had this on it, the pole holder. What else did it have? It had another bait tank on it. It had the troll. It came with that trolling motor. Came with the net for the bait tank, a gaff, the paddle. It came with this really nice kill bag, which clips on the front, which is cool. It can, I can use it as a cooler if I'm not out fishing where I want to keep fish. So let's go over what I've done to it so far and figured out how things work and where I want things. Yeah, take a look. So we'll start with the front. The guy had batteries. The batteries that are actually in it right now. I haven't bought new batteries yet because I wasn't sure how I was going to set this whole thing up yet. So I kind of just been making do with the parts that he had and kind of made things my own way. So let's take a look inside here where the batteries are. First thing that I built was, let's take that thing out. First thing that I built was that little battery tray. That's the trolling motor battery. And these two little batteries are for everything else. It's got a Garmin GPS that these batteries run. It has lights on it. They run the bait tank. And I actually put some USB ports, made a USB port, like little charger deal, like a box, like a Pelican box with USB ports in it. So I could charge my phone, GoPro, stuff like that when I was on the water that plugs into there. So let's get back to it. Anyways, when I first got the kayak, and also it didn't have this trolley on it. I bought this trolley and put it on. I really kind of like this thing. To me, is clunky. It hangs up under these guides right here. So I think I'm going to put like an O-ring right here or something. I'm not sure yet. I haven't figured that out. When I first got this kayak, the floor was trashed. It was completely dry rotted, completely destroyed. The guy said it was kind of cracked, and he had some grip tape over it, I think, trying to fix it or whatever. And the first time I stood on it, it just completely broke. I called Field & Stream. Field & Stream said they would send me one, but it was going to take a few weeks. So I decided to make my own. I just made it out of, excuse me, guys, if I sound all congested. I'm getting over a little head cold. I just made it out of a piece of 1/2-inch plywood, and I painted it with, I think, a polyurethane paint with this grippy, like, sand texture in it. I don't know if you guys can hear that or see the texture in it. But just so when it got wet, it wasn't slippery, you know. Did that. I actually added this magnet strip on here. This is my waterproof case for my phone. That doesn't work anymore because now I got an iPhone 10 like the other day. So this is my waterproof case for my old phone. I need to make a new one. This is just a magnet strip I got from Harbor Freight. You know, hooks stick to it. I didn't know tungsten was a ferrous metal. I didn't know it was magnetic, but it is. So that's cool. Just got my pliers hanging. These ones are actually on a leash just in case. In case I drop them when I'm getting a hook out of a fish or something's got snap ring on it. Here's the paddle. This paddle came with the kayak too. I just put this mount on this the other day to make it easier just to get it. Before it was on this style mount right here, but on the other side. It was just a pain in the neck having to try to get it on and off all the time. The seat's cool. The seat folds down all the way down. I guess a lot of people like to paddle right there. It makes it easier to paddle. So it folds down right there. It also folds completely all the way up if you really want it out of the way. So that's a cool feature. I like to stand a lot on my kayak and fish. Let me get back. There you go. I like to stand a lot on my kayak and fish, so it's really nice to get that up and out of the way. Oh, another thing, the trolling motor. I mounted the trolling motor up front right here, off of these rails right here, off of these these rails, and it did not track straight at all. I don't think it was far enough forward on the boat to track straight. So I mounted it back here. It mounts back here. It actually clips on the other side. Let's go over there. It actually, bolts on right here. I put this little gusset right here because it wanted to torque a lot. Bolt this on right here. The guy that had it before me had it mounted here already when I got it from him. That's why there's these unistrut deals on here. I would never put that. Here's a clip right here. The trolling motor actually folds up and lays right here, and here it's a strap to strap the trolling motor down. So when it's in the back of the truck, it's not hanging down, or I don't have to take it off. It just stays on the kayak all the time. But I decided the other day that I want to mount it in the back, and we're going to get to that in a second. Like I said, the guy that had it before me also had a bait tank back here with some rod holders on it, and it was just super janky. I didn't care for it, so I got an old cooler and made this one just temporary. It is a bait tank. It can be filled. What I did was, you can see the scupper hole underneath right there. The pump goes up through the scupper hole into the bottom of it, and it goes inside. So far, I've only had to use it for tackle storage. But yeah, so one of the first things we're going to do is we're going to build a box for back here, because this is just not working out. It's taking up too much space, and it's not giving me as much space as I want. So one of the first things I'm going to do is we're going to build a custom box that's going to fit this area right here with rod holders on it. I might divide it into a bait tank. I'm not sure. I don't ever really use live bait, so I don't know if I need live bait. I think I can just use like one of those little, bait containers that I can clip onto the side, that float in in the water. I also want to build, I found that I'm up here a lot. This is another one of my tackle bags. I'm up here a lot getting tackle. So I think I'm going to make a box that fits right here in this area and have the edge of the box be the footrest and take these footrests completely out. So that's going to be one of the boxes we're going to build. We're going to build a box back here, and we're also going to build this transom here. None of this is screwed together. This was all mocked up the other day. I got a wild hair up my butt, and I decided that I was going to mount my trolling motor back here. The problem was I didn't know how I was going to steer it because, like I said, I like to stand up and fish a lot. So it really worked out when the trolling motor was right here because I could adjust it. It just wasn't very easy and convenient to adjust when I was constantly casting and having to make adjustments, casting, having to make adjustments. So what I decided to use was I was going to use this hydraulic ram. Let's take a look. I was going to mount this back here for the steering. If you guys give me a second, I'll plug. Alright, so here we are. We're back. This is the ram that I was going to use, and this is the switch that I was going to use right here. Oh no, it's not working now. There it goes. So there you go. It was going to be like that. I was going to mount it like right here, I think, and build all the linkage and stuff. But I went on the internet, started thinking about it. There's got to be a wireless trolling motor on the market, right? Everything's wireless. So look what I found. It's exactly what I found. It was a wireless trolling motor. 55-pound thrust. It's on boats2go.com. 55-pound thrust, 100% wireless. The steering's wireless. The throttle's wireless. It has a little key fob like your car key fob. So I figured that would be cool. You just clip that onto my life jacket and I can control my steering, my power, everything as I go, right? Seems cool. So I started mocking up a transom last night using this trolling motor while I'm waiting for the other one to show up. None of this is screwed together or anything. It's all just in the mock-up stage right now. But I think we're going to build this transom mount and hopefully get started on these boxes this weekend. My wife's going to Palm Springs, so it's just going to be me and the boys home. So hopefully we can get some work done. So that's my intro. Yeah, hopefully this weekend I can get started on some of this stuff. I'm definitely going to build that transom mount. That's one of the simpler things to make, so I'm going to probably knock that thing out pretty quick. And then get started on the boxes and lots more things, you know. If there's anything out there you guys can think of, like little gizmos and gadgets that I might like to use, like, I don't know, like latches or lights or anything that is out there that's unique that can be utilized in some of this stuff. I think in that back box I'm going to make a little dry area that's completely dried off where I could put charge like GoPro batteries or my cell phone, stuff like that. So I think I'm going to make a little dry storage area. I might divide the box back there and divide a section out so it can fill up as a bait tank. I'm not really sure yet. I got a lot of good ideas. I'm just not really sure how much space and weight I can, utilize. I don't want to put too much weight on there and make the thing super awkward, uncomfortable, hard to paddle and make it uncomfortable to stand, it's going to rock. That's another thing. I was thinking about building some outriggers. One of my other buddies that I kayak fish with, that I actually met recently, when I first took this kayak out, I actually met him because his kayak was sinking. Completely sinking, and that's a really funny story, and maybe one day we'll tell it to you guys. But for now, yeah, we're just gonna hopefully build some nice stuff, some unique stuff, utilize all the space and make it functionable, look good, work good, and affordable. A lot of this stuff, I'm not going to say it's going to be DIY stuff because like I said, not everyone has the tools or the skills or the knowledge. To be honest with you, I don't really know a whole lot about working with wood, and I think a lot of this stuff's going to end up being out of wood. So I'm going to be learning a lot of this stuff as I go. But But yeah, it's not necessarily going to be DIY as much as this is what I'm building and how I'm building it. And if it's something you guys are capable of doing on your own, that's fantastic. Please, comment, like, subscribe, and hopefully we can get this channel off the ground. Hopefully we can build some really cool stuff. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Oh yeah, one more thing I forgot to mention. I don't think there's enough stuff I can build to make content constantly. So we're going to do a lot of videos on fishing too. How this stuff works. Build the bait tank. Might not work. Might be too heavy. I'm going to mount the trolling motor back there. Who knows? Might not work. Might fly off. This is going to be a learning curve for me too, guys. So a lot of this stuff is new to me. So join me for the ride. Let's figure it out. Let's see how cool we can make these things. Thank you guys.